All right, so having seen how we can create a GitHub repository and launch our code spaces, make sure it's working. So, run this test.py like we did in the last video. If it runs, you are basically set up, right? So let's see in this video how we can create a new project and how we can have that, project again available back in the repository. Because remember, these two are really connected to each other. In fact, the whole process is very simple. So I'm going to get to my, the file, let's say, the file organizer here. I'm going to just click on a new file. In fact, I can also put this in a new folder, but for now, new file is just fine. So I'm just going to call it, let's say, xyz.py, but this could also be your like project1.py, project2.py, whatever. Um, when I get to this, so again, I can start writing something. For example, I can go and say print, for example, this is so cool. Maybe I can do a little bit of, let's say, let's say mathematics here. So x is 10, y is say 20, and so I can say z is equal to say 10 plus 27. Some Python doesn't really matter. So 10 plus 20. If I want to say, for example, print, it gives me some assistance on this as to what the command is. Tells me how the structure of the print statement is. So I can just print, for example, x, y, z. Again, the content of this is not so important. The fact is this is a valid Python file. You may sometimes make a mistake. So let's say just we make a mistake. So we'll run this. It's going to be exactly like the way it is in Python. Basically, it tells me, okay, look, this bracket was not closed, so hence there's an error. But once I'm done with all this, I can just click on this run button. It will run. Alternatively, like we saw, we can also run this from here, right? So I can just go and say Python 3, say xyz.py. Yeah. Now, in case you put it in a folder, you'll have to go into that folder and run it. So again, that's all. I let you explore that. The thing that I want to get to is, look, now this file here is available in your code space. But remember, code space is still your lab. This has not yet gone to the storage, which is where it ought to be, right? Because if you want to share this file right now, it's only in your lab, right? But you notice something interesting. The moment you are creating files over here, there's a U over here, and more importantly, or more visibly, there is a little bit of a mark here. It says 1. If you just hover your mouse on this, it says source control 1 pending change. So what this is telling you is that, look, there is some change that you have made, which is only in the code space as of now. It has not gone back to the repository, right? So how do I make it go back? Well, I will have to write some kind of a comment on this. Advisable to write a comment. So, just write something like maybe say created version 1 of xyz.py. It could be a project1.py, project2.py, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to click on commit. So it's like saying that, look, I'm kind of agreeing to this being pushed back into the repository, and that process will complete the moment I go and say sync changes, right? It says we'll pull and push commits from and to your origin main, basically saying that, look, this will push this back into the repository. So something, will happen here. So I think this is okay. We can discard this, right? I usually don't go with this, but you notice that this button is now gone. What this means is that this file is now back in your repository. And how do I check this? Well, before going there, important that we close this here. Assuming we are done with this for now, we can even come back to this later. I'll show you that also. So, we'll close this for now. Very, very, very important that this code space which created, by the way, the name here is very interesting. It gets generated by itself. Expert invention. I like that. So I am, you sometimes can get some really let's say funny looking names. So I'm just going to say for now, let's stop this code space. Now this is important because this way your usage is not being counted while you're not working on it, right? So this will also help us demonstrate that second time when we run this code space, it's actually faster, right? So I get back to my repository. When I refresh it, you notice I will have that file available to me, which is xyz.py, right? And, it in fact comes with a comment here, created version 1 of xyz.py. So this is a message that you created. See how nicely the two are connected. So basically you create it from there, push it back into the repository, and you have it available. In between, it's advisable that you close your code space, right? If you don't close for a long while, in fact, it'll close by itself, right? But now let's say you say, okay, look, I want to maybe I forgot to add something, or probably I want to add a new feature to this. So I just want to go back to my code space. So let me just do that here. I'm going to just say, well, go into this and say, so actually just click on this over here. It's going to reopen the code space for you. In fact, it just opened in the same window. This you will notice is going to be much, much faster. In fact, you are coming here. Um, so you can see that it's setting up a lot faster this time round. As I was telling you, first time is when it takes time, but subsequently it's much faster, right? So it's almost, in fact, ready. You are back to your code space. Your files are available the way you had dropped them here. You left them here. Let's let it settle down anyway. It takes a little while, not as much as the first time, but be patient and have it set up, right? So now let's say this file is available while your ports are getting set up and stuff. You wanted to, let's say, okay, I want to add a new feature to this, maybe some kind of bonus idea. I'm going to say, well, let's say maybe A is a string. Let's say this is school, and I want to slice this string. So remember, slicing is always, so I create a new string B, which is A start stop step. So 0 to say 5 to 1, and I'm going to say print B. So this is my sort of new addition to this, to the code. Again, you can close this. When I run this, always good to run your code before let's say, decide to finalize. Notice it prints 10, 20, 30 here. That was earlier. Now it's also printing this. That's because this slicing statement has worked here, start, stop, step, right? So again, I'm not getting into the slicing and the Python part of it, but the fact is that this file is now available to you. This time round, it says, notice an M. M means, look, this file has been modified in the lab. Remember, the two are connected. So it knew that it came from the repository in certain shape. You modified it. Once again, you notice in the source, there is a 1 available. It says 1 pending change. So again, go back to this. We can say updated xyz.py. Maybe, or some meaningful message so that you can remember later on. You can commit. Again, I'll just click yes, and I'm going to sync changes, which will once again restore it back to the repository, right? So this is how you kind of work. Make sure you are committing the changes back to the repository, because only then do they reflect in the repository, right? And now if I were to, let's say, go and open the repository in a new tab also, if I go to github.com, it should open the repository for me. Remember, I am in my YByte demo. I can look at my repositories here. Remember, I pushed something in from this. This is my repository that I'm looking at, and that file xyz.py, I expect it to have been updated. In fact, it has been updated. It says now, the file is available to you. Now, one more thing I want to show you at this point is that, let's say you just want to look at the code. You don't want to run the code. Well, you don't have to then open the code spaces, right? You can just click on this xyz.py or whatever file you want. And in fact, it'll open the code for you. So you can actually look at the code here. So in case you want to verify that, you might have forgotten something, or did I do this, or you want to add some comment, in fact, you can make some edits right here too. So for example, you say, okay, before submitting, I want to add some comment, let's say. So you can just go and say, well, maybe add a new string, right? So this is a comment that you're adding to the file. But once again, let's update in the repository. So I'm going to say, well, commit changes. So it is the logic is exactly the same. So, maybe in fact, it just goes and says it's new string and print a slice, or you can say added a comment, right? So that it's something that you remember you have done. And having done this, you can just go and say, well, commit this change, right? So when I commit this change, once again, the code has been updated, right? So this is how you sort of work on the repository. This repository becomes your Almira, but remember, it's public. We'll see in the next video how you will go and submit it. In fact, how will you submit the project? In fact, we are almost already there. I hope this was useful to you. Happy to answer any questions. But yes, like I said, play with it, get more familiar, because there are lots and lots of things which you will learn from doing this. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.